Good day everyone. My name is Eliza D. Mao. For today, we will tackle about withering and soil erosion. Withering is a breaking down of rocks and other materials on the Earth's surface. Withering describes the breaking down or dissolving of rocks and minerals on the surfaces of the Earth. Water, ice, acid, salts, animals, and changes in temperature are all agents of withering. Once a rock has been broken down, a process called erosion transport the bits or rock and mineral away. So the next one is there is two types of withering, the mechanical withering and chemical withering. So the first one is the mechanical or physical weathering. So, mechanical weathering, also called physical weathering, breaks rocks into a smaller pieces. These smaller pieces are just like the bigger rock, just a smaller. That means the rock has changed physically without changing its composition. So the smaller pieces have the same minerals in just the same proportions of the original rocks. So here the example of mechanical weathering. So water, for instance, what I know, these are the examples. So water in either liquid or solid form is often a key agent of mechanical weathering. So, for instance, liquid water can seep into cracks and crevices in rock. If temperature drop low enough, the water will freeze. When water freezes, it expands. The ice the ice then works as a wedge. It slowly widens the cracks and splits the rock. When ice melts, liquid water performs the act of erosion. So, dun na papasok yung erosions by carrying away the tiny rock fragments, so lost in the split. So, this specific process, the freeze-thaw cycle, it's called froze withering or cryofracturing. So makikita niyo dito sa image kung ng paano gina-crack ng ay ng water. So from the second image, the water seep into the cracks and fractures in the rock. So yan yung itsura niya. And the second, when the water freezes, it expands about 9% of volume which wedges apart the rock. So, ayan na siya. Ito na yung mangyayari sa kanya. And the third one is the last one is dyan na mahahati yung bato with repeated freeze thaw cycle rocks breaks into pieces. So, dyan na siya mabibreaks into pieces. So, the second one is the chemical weathering. So, chemical weathering uh, are the chemical weathering is the other important type of weathering. Uh, yeah, it has other important of weathering. So chemical weathering is different from mechanical weathering because the rock changes not just in size of pieces but in composition. This is one type of mineral changes into a different mineral. So chemical weathering works through chemical reactions so that cause changes in the minerals. Noted that water is the most important agent of chemical weathering. Two other important agents of chemical weathering are carbon dioxide and oxygen. So the next one. So these are the example of chemical weathering. For instance, carbon dioxide from the air soil sometimes combines with water in a process called carbonation. So this process a weak acid called carbonic acid that can dissolve rock. So carbonic acid of uh, is especially effective at dissolving limestone. When carbonic acid seeps through limestone underground, it can open up huge cracks or hollow out vast networks of caves. So I have example here. The pictures of Parthenon in Greece shows a discolorations and chemical withering effects from air pollutions and acid rain. So yan yung mangyayari pag yung pag pag yung chemical withering na yung mag-react. So the next one is the oxidation. Oxygen combines with iron, minerals, sulfur, minerals changing the compositions of the rock. So noted that the climate of the two types of weathering when cold climates that's the mechanical weathering breaks down rocks rapidly. So when warm wet climates that is chemical weathering breaks down the rocks rapidly. So erosion, the process by which water, ice, wind, or gravity moves pieces of rock and soil. When rock is weathered, broken into smaller and smaller pieces, these pieces are often carried away by water, wind, or ice. So, erosion is the wearing away of the land by forces such as water, wind, and ice. So, erosion has helped to form many interesting features of the Earth's surface, including the mountain peaks, valleys, and coastline. So the next one is the soil erosion. So soil erosion, loss of the top most layer of the earth or soil, or disturbance of the soil structures is called soil erosion. So erosion is a naturally occurring process that affects all landforms. In agriculture, soil erosion refers to the wearing away of fields' topsoil by the natural physical forces of water. So, so withering causes the rocks to break down. So this is the image of withering, kung paano nagpo-work. So erosion, so water and transport moves sediments down to another place. So, ayan. So, nahuhulog na yung mga sediment. Tapos, ginakarry na siya ng water to another place. So, conservations and preservations of land. Too much erosions will cause damage to the environment, especially to the people. That's why, listen this, we need to plant trees. So, and say no to illegal mining, illegal logging, and deforestation, and say yes to plant trees and plants. No littering. That's all. Thank you.